So how do you heal the biggest mistake of the moon? You hear astrologers talk about emotions, feelings. There's something much deeper that you need to connect to. It might surprise you what it is. So overcoming the biggest impurity and difficulty of the moon. Now, the limited form of the moon and the way we often experience the moon is through the emotions. My feelings, my emotions, connecting to my heart. It's my heart. It's my heart. Oh, I love, I'm longing. This is the moon. And we connect to limited forms of love and longing through the moon. It generates a lot of emotion. And what we often notice, and what I've often noticed that astrologers say when the moon cycles run is, oh, you want to be connected to your family and your friends and your emotions and find those things that make you feel good and make you feel comforted. Yes, that's what's going to happen, but what typically happens in the moon dasha, the moon cycle, when the moon gets pressured or stressed by difficult transits or whatever is going on, is we become aware of our limited emotional mind rather than our deep heart of compassion and depth. The moon is that heart that wants to dissolve all of those apparent fragmented situations. We have all of these limited experiences and they create all of these fragmented, disjointed feelings. That I feel this way about that, just one emotion, this other emotion. Who am I underneath all of that? I have these attractions to this thing, this aversion to that. All of that creates a lot of stress because ultimately you are one. You are trying to feel unity, unified consciousness, where you sink into the heart deeper than the emotions and merge with that pure love, which is your true nature, rather than riding up and down on the waves of emotion, losing yourself in all of those fragmented, limited interactions with the world. So this biggest mistake that is made with the moon is feeling like, okay, well, I'm doing these things that make me happy and I'm, surrounded by my family and doing these things that make me happy. So that's what I'm supposed to do, right? Right? And it's like, well, kind of, but this is just your attachment to the outer form of what you think is going to make you feel good. And it's all limited because anything external that we think is going to give us lasting peace and happiness is going to fail. Ultimately, we have to find that within. And what we're trying to find within is peace of mind. And it's very different than happiness. The other big confusion with the moon is it gets mixed with Venus type stuff. Venus generates happiness, worldly happiness. It's where we're trying to connect with worldly happiness, which I'll talk about, and elevate that. But the moon is not looking for happiness, it's looking for peace of mind, to slow down all of the emotions. Because even things that make us happy make us a little restless, a little stressed. Because it makes me happy now, but then it's going to change and I'm happy, and then please don't leave this thing that makes me happy. The moon is where we feel all of that. Understand something. The only planet that generates feeling is the moon. All of your feeling comes through the moon. This is why the moon is so important, right? The other planets create emotions that we experience and feel in the moon. This is why the moon's so important. It generates a lot of emotion. So we tend to like the emotion of Venus because it's happiness. So we like that one, and we tend to mix the happiness with the moon. No, Mars, the feeling of Mars is a little frustration, a little bit of willfulness, maybe a little irritation. The feeling of Saturn is a little bit of fear and stress and worry. The feeling of Jupiter is optimism and hope. We tend to like that one too. But all of them are just emotions. Underneath it all, there's something that's not emotional. And if you're mistaking your emotions for love, you're stuck and you're lost. Love is not an emotion. It's a flow. The love like a mother has for a child is not an emotion. Think of the difference between emotions and pure feeling. The mother has pure love for the child. Even though there's a lot of emotions also going on, underneath it all there's pure love, a pure connection. And the external child is something that the parent, let's say the mother, can connect directly to their own source of love because of the child. But then the child changes and other things change, and then we have to find that pure love on our own. So again, the big mistake of the moon is to think that our emotions are our pure love. The moon is a sattvic planet, just like the sun, and emotions need to be pure. Sattvic energies purify. Just like the sun purifies our actions and our identity so that we find the true source of the identity and pure action beyond external result, the moon purifies our feelings and our emotions so it connects to pure love. Because in our world now, love is an emotion, which means the opposite is hate. We have the big love wave and then the hate wave. Love, hate, love, hate. Those are emotions. And this emotion that we're calling love is not really love. It's just hate gathering momentum. It's just the love-hate duality. So again, the illusion of the moon is that, but I'm doing the things that make me happy, so why am I still so emotional? Well, because the moon wants peace, which is to calm and still the emotions so that we can sink into the depths of that pure love in our heart. Peace is much different than love. Again, there are things that you like, that you enjoy, that don't bring you peace. And that's what the moon is about. So ponder this. Biggest mistake made with the moon is mistaking emotions, and especially happy and good emotions, for peace. And once we connect to the peace and stillness in our heart, then we connect with the source of life itself, and that pure love that flows, that's open, that's clear, and that's a direct channel to God, a direct channel from the limited experiences of the world and the universal experience of our being beyond.